About to go live.
All right, so
We are live. Hello again out there in sort of quarantine land still, in the land of virtual events. My name is Jordan Person. It's nice to see you again. I am a writer and contributor for Grassroots America magazine and a nurse and massage therapist. And I'm actually here today to do some cannabis massages for this amazing man's event that he has curated that we'll tell you a little bit about. But we are here in celebration of 710. So happy 710 out there. We hope you are all dabbing your faces off, I guess. Okay, so we'll just dive right in. Rob, thank you so much for being here today. So, Rob, first of all, what's your favorite culture?
I don't have a favorite culture bar because I feel like every culture bar is good. It's a hater. Good. I really don't get pretty much.
That was the greatest answer ever. Really was. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. So, since it's 710, tell us about oil. Do you dab?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
Absolutely. Issues. My favorite thing to do is
Awesome. I'm a big fan of swans. That's probably my favorite. It's one of the only ones that doesn't make me cough. It makes me feel like, awesome. So, Rob, tell us about you're from Chicago, and now we are here in Boone, Colorado. It's hot today, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost 100 degrees. It's supposed to be our hottest day of the year. So, tell me how you got to Chicago.
in Chicago.
like, I'm tired. I gotta be at work in the morning.
Hear me?
I heard you before. It was the audience that didn't, so I'm not sure if anything was recorded because we talked for a good 6 minutes. Can anybody hear me now? Can you hear me now? It's working.
Yay!
Oh, goody. We're going to start all over because I don't know. I do know you heard nothing so far. So a good 6 minutes of quiet is what we just had.
About a lot
But
of powerful knowledge.
Here we are. Hi out there.
I told you how to increase your yields by 8%.
Hello. My name is Jordan Person. I am here today representing Graham, Grassroots America Magazine. I am here with Robert Gray.
What's up?
We are here to wish everyone out there a beautiful happy 7/10. To all the dabbers out there, we hope you're having a wonderful day, dabbing all your concentrates and your hash and your oil and your solventless and all the good things. We are going to ask Rob some questions and get to know him a little bit better. And if you want to know him even more, which I totally suggest you do, and you want to see the amazing art we're going to tell you a little bit more about, then go to our website at getgrahamnow.com and you'll see the incredible spread that was written about this man in our summer issue. So we will dive right in. Rob, thank you so much for being here today.
I appreciate it.
So Rob, tell us, what is your favorite cultivar?
I don't have a favorite cultivar. It's not a single strain. It's more of like a specific terpene profile. I feel every cultivar is grown differently. It depends on who the cultivator is, what medium you're going to be in, if it's living soil, if it's cocoa. It's a bunch of varieties to it. So there is no favorite cultivar for me. It's more like the terpene profile. So I go with the famous saying, the nose. I close my eyes, I give it a big inhale. And if my body tells me that that's something that should go inside of me, then that's what I go with. But every pheno is different. Every grower is different, depending on if it's outdoor, indoor, what type of light you're doing, what type of medium. There's so many varieties and variables that it's hard for me to just say one cultivar. But I just love weed overall.
That's the greatest answer I think I've ever been given when I've asked that question. So thank you so much for that beautiful answer. The nose always knows. He's absolutely right. It could not be more true. Our body tells us what terpenes we need. So I love that, Rob.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And so do you dab? Are you a dabber?
I do dab. I do smoke a lot of hash. I get a lot of hash from one of my good friends, very, very saucy. He has his own home and private grow. But if I'm not doing the private grow, then I like to support some of the local cannabis companies here. I like to smoke Dab Logic. I like to smoke Leafa. I like to smoke Single Source. And those are my top 3 favorite, no particular order. But I love solventless. And I like smoking oleo also.
I love solventless too. It's probably my favorite. It's just the most cleanest way to get a concentrate in for sure. It's like the only one that doesn't make me cough.
Absolutely. It's the cleanest form. Just ice, water, and a little bit of agitation, and that's really all you need.
So true. Love it. Okay, so now I want you to tell us, how did a young kid from Chicago make his way to Denver, Colorado?
I made my way to Denver, Colorado. Can you make sure where it's coming up that they're being quiet?
Just
a young kid from Chicago made his way to Denver. Born in Chicago. After I moved from there, the gang violence got a little bit out of control. My mother wanted me to be in a better environment, so we moved from Chicago to Milwaukee. Spent my teen years there. After I graduated high school, I played football. I really didn't know what I was going to do, so I figured I'd go to college. But I didn't know what college or why I was going to college, so I picked a college in Tennessee. Went there for a little bit. That didn't work out, so I moved back. Came back home to Wisconsin. I was like, yeah, it sucks here. So then I left again. And then I moved to North Carolina. North Carolina was cool, but then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I moved back home, moved to Minnesota, worked there for a couple of years. Then I moved to Kansas City, like just chasing the next promotion. That's all I was doing at that point. And then I'm on my way to Denver when I want to chase happiness. And then that's all I was like, okay, I'm going to be around weed because weed makes me happy. I don't know what I'm going to do, but if I get to smoke weed, then I can figure everything else after I'm high and get my thoughts together.
True that. That's how I feel about life in general. Could not agree with you more. So you got to Colorado, and when you first got here and you were exposed to legal cannabis, and it was no longer an illegal activity that you were participating in, what did that feel like?
It felt good. I was able to do more research on the actual plant and figure out the best way for me to consume it, whether if it was to ingest it, whether if it was to smoke it, whether if it's to dab it, vaporize it, whatever it may be. I was able to experiment with different mediums of smoking. I was able to smoke out of an e-nail and figure out I don't like e-nails. I like smoking out of headies. I figured that joints are cool and I respect how clean they are, but I like my blunts, so I'm gonna just stick to blunts. So I was able to figure out, like, I like solvents. It's cleaner, it doesn't make me cough, it tastes better, and I like that over DHA or shatter. So I was able to test these different forms. I found out that edibles really don't do it for me. I need 1,000 milligrams of distillate, or I need about 500 milligrams of solvents edibles. So I was able to test these different things and figure out what works best for me. So it was just, it was like a kid being in a candy store, or like an IT guy, like being around a bunch of computers. It was just fun, be able to play different things.
Yeah, and that's such a journey because, like, those are high doses. For those of you out there listening that are familiar with your edible dose, you would know that maybe 40 or 60 milligrams might be good for you. Some people, 5 or 10 milligrams might be good for you. And a lot of people might not be affected at all by edibles. And so, as Rob just mentioned, living in a space where you have a medical access, or better yet, recreational access, you have the ability to kind of work with the plant and figure out how it works for you and with you, the way your endocannabinoid system needs to function. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to learn about yourself.
Absolutely.
So you created a brand. It's called Rob the Art Museum.
Yep.
And I would love for you to tell the audience a little bit more how that started. IG at Rob the Art Museum. But tell us a little bit about that.
Rob the Art Museum has nothing to do with Robert Gray. Rob the Art Museum is about making sure art is affordable and accessible to the masses. When I first walked into an art museum, it was something unfamiliar to me. It was in Milwaukee when they built this beautiful new museum. So I walked in there and I had to pay to get inside, but when I got to experience all the things in its fullness, the emotional reaction, the spiritual reaction, the physical reaction, I noticed how great art was and what it did for the human psyche, the human body. So I wanted to get this art out to the mass, to my community, and I couldn't. I barely could afford to get into the art museum because it was like $25 to get in. And I couldn't afford anything inside the art museum off the walls to like show my community. So I just figured, like, I'm just gonna rob it. I'm gonna rob the art museum. And that was the only way to get that information to my people. Kind of on some like Robin Hood type of thing, like steal from the rich, give to the poor was my mentality behind it. And it didn't just so happen to be a double entendre with my name. But that's why I separated myself, really Robert Gray, from the brand. And the only thing you see is like the two balaclava masks, because it's not about me. It's about making sure this art is accessible to the masses and everyone can experience this art. That's one of the reasons I work with a lot of street artists and like graph writers, because they do these public displays of art, similar to our Black Arts Mural Festival, where you don't have to pay to experience this art, to get that emotional reaction, that physical reaction, that spiritual reaction. All you have to do is walk outside and you can see that. Right. It meant a lot to me because coming from Chicago and Milwaukee, we could walk down our alleys. You don't see these beautiful things like when you walk down Rhino. You walk down alleys and you just see like broken down cars, you see glass, and you see poverty. So I wanted to like brighten up my community. So that's why I like ventured into the art world, and that's how Rob the Art Museum came about.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Art is a beautiful thing, obviously, and it's something that has been taken out of schools as time has gone on, and it's something that needs to be accessible to all races and all cultures.
Absolutely.
And I'm so grateful. So the Black Love Mural Festival, he's going to tell you a little bit about it, but I want to refer you again to getgramnow.com. You can see several of the artist pieces printed in this month's issue, and also all of their Instagram handles as well. So in case there's someone you want to follow, or you're intrigued by their art, maybe you want to support them, but more importantly, maybe you want to support the festival itself, because it's pretty amazing and how it all started. So how did it get started with the city of Denver?
The Black Love Mural Festival started because one of our partners that we work with reached out, and it's actually it was a cannabis brand, Veritas, who's out here doing stuff with Oleo and also cookies out from San Francisco. They were doing a park cleanup on a Tuesday, and they really want to be involved with the civil rights movement that was going on. They're like, we're going to get our feet in the water with doing a park cleanup. That's how we're going to start. So they asked me to help out with it because they know I have a Black-owned business, and I have a park in a park in North Denver called Elyria Park. One of their employees has been to every park cleanup, so he knows how the system works. He knows what we do. He knows we just do it organically. Mm-hmm. So he was like, hey, these are people who I believe would be great at leading this park cleanup. So we went to the park with them on Tuesday. They brought a bunch of other cannabis brands also, because it's all about the community here, the cannabis community. So once we were able to bring everyone out there, we just did we did a cleanup of near the flower beds of Civic Center Park. We cleaned that whole area up, and I wanted to add my own little artistic touch to it. So we brought live music, and then my good friend Lindy Zimmer, she came and did live paintings. My business partner Annie, she brought her 8 foot by 4 foot wood panels, and we took them and then we placed them against a light pole. And then we just did a live painting. So when people are walking through the park, people are cleaning up, they just feel a little bit more alive. So she drew her Black Lives Matter in a beautiful font, and just like her bright colors, her normal style that she does. A guy from the city, Lawrence, introduced me to the guy who runs the park, Scott Gilmore. It was like, this is really super cool what you're doing. Appreciate you guys coming out. And me being very observational when I'm looking around my environment, because I see every space as like a canvas. No matter if it's a space or a wall, I always see it as a canvas. And I was planning an art festival at my park in Elyria Park, but that park doesn't have any statues or monuments. So when I looked around the park, it was just my canvas. I was like, well, I don't want these statues and monuments to really be in my art gallery because it's not my art. So I was like, I can cover these up and it'll be cool to do the art festival here. So then I thought, how can this be a win for the city? And that was to keep away the vandalism that were currently going on a lot of those statues and monuments. So I made it a win-win for both of those. I pitched that random idea to Scott Gilmore. He said it's a cool idea. He ran and introduced me to a mayor who just so happened to be in the park. I met the mayor for like 2 minutes. Then it was like, yeah, send us an email. So we took 2 days to put the email together. We sent the email on Thursday, heard back from on Sunday. They said we can get started on Monday, but then the city was actually cleaning the statues. So we couldn't start on Monday. We came to get started on Tuesday. It was raining on Tuesday, so we couldn't get started until the afternoon. Afternoon came, then we had everything built by Friday. Wow. So it happened very short, but it was grassroots because the cannabis community coming together and wanting to do their part to be engaged.
Absolutely, and it came out absolutely beautifully. There were so many amazing artists that even came off the street.
Absolutely, we started off with 20 artists originally, and then around 12 or 13 artists walked up, and because of the GoFundMe that we started, the city paid enough for the original grant of $10K. And then the rest we were able to add on top of that with the GoFundMe. We wanted to raise another $10,000. So that's what we did, and we're able to pay every artist who was a part of it.
That's so beautiful. Giving opportunity is what you did.
Absolutely.
Opportunity in a time of crisis, and an opportunity during the biggest civil rights movement that's taken place in our nation. That we don't want to stop trending, we want to remain a movement. And check out that art, please check it out. Check out those incredible artists. I know Nugtopia is known for their art, so I know a lot of people that are probably Nugtopia's audience in general are into art in general. And so check these artists out. There's so many different kinds of art and so many different styles. And each of these artists is so uniquely different and so incredible in their own way. So definitely, again, getgrahamnow.com. Check it out. Look for this guy's face as the cover of the story. But let's see, what else can we talk about? What do you have happening here today?
Here we have a 710 celebration called the Royal Dinner. We are doing a fundraiser for the Black Mural Festival. We're doing our print release for our posters.
Ooh, we should show them the poster.
Absolutely. I can go grab one just a second.
Sherry's going to grab one for us. Thank you, Sherry.
So we're just doing a fundraiser, just kind of a dinner to celebrate the artists, what they're doing, and we're trying to do different activations so we can continue to raise money for our GoFundMe. You can find our GoFundMe. You can search GoFundMe.com and you search the Black Mural Festival. Then you'll see that pop up. And this is our poster made with all 35 posters, murals. And it's made by Ink Lounge Denver. Great guy named Stu. He donated his time and helped us out put this together. So we're going to be selling those for $20, and they are open for sale. You can check them out on our website, blacklovemuralfestival.com, which is currently under construction, but we'll have that up in a week.
Thank you so much, Sherry. So yeah, whoops, put us back in the wrong spot here. So Primal Therapeutics, we do cannabis-infused massage, and we did several massages. We donated our time during the Black Mural Festival. We made some wellness kits, and we did some cannabis massage for them. And that's what we're here to do again today, because I am so in full support of everything this man curates. He's doing amazing things for the city of Denver and the state of Colorado. Thank you for what you do for our community.
I appreciate being a part of this community. It's
Yeah.
a dream come true.
It is. It's an amazing time to be alive and to be in the epicenter of it all, I guess.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what else? What's your future project? What's happening next?
Future project, we are working on bringing in, we do Final Fridays at the Dairy Block out here in Denver. So that is one of the companies I'm a part of, IRL Art, which is my partner in business, Annie. That's her baby, IRL. She brought me on as her chief marketing officer. She brought me on as a chief marketing officer 3 months ago.
Okay.
So we've been working a lot with each other. We have the Dairy Block that we do the Final Fridays of every month. We're also working on putting on a drive-in festival. So that should be fun. We're also going down there for Art Basel in Miami. That's going to be fun. And then we're already working on 420 for Denver next year. So that should be fun. And I'm even thinking about doing like a cannabis competition of my own and kind of do that. So I feel like the people I put myself in the circle around are the connoisseurs. I was a judge for the High Times Cannabis Cup. And I would like to do my own. I think I could put my own creative touch into it. So yeah, I want to do a fashion show. I think those would be cool. I want to do a lot of stuff. I want to do everything. I just want to take over the whole art world. So there's a few things that are like on the calendar, but you're going to expect to see us everywhere doing a little bit of everything, just having fun, anything creative, anything as a form of self-expression, we're going to try to have our hands on.
Awesome. We'll count Primal in for all of them. We'll be there. We will be there with bells on. All right, ladies and gents. Well, our time slot is pretty much up. Thank you so much for listening. If people want to find you, how do they find you?
They can find me at robtheartmuseum.art, and they can also find the other company, IRL Art __. They can find the Black Mural Festival at Black Mural Festival on Instagram. Just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors that made all this possible. Shout out to Eureka Vapor, shout out to Lefa, shout out to Llama Brand Cannabis. I appreciate all you guys for making the Royal Dinner possible.
Yes.
Thank you all. Genuinely appreciate you not just being a social media activist and actually putting your wallet where your mouth is. So thank you guys. I wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Thank you from me as well. This is going to be a beautiful event tonight. I wish we could come to you live later. Everybody have a great 710. Take a dab for us. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks so much for listening. Check out Get Graham now. Bye.
Bye.